So part 2 of the interviews from the Australian Zwift tour they held the other week. Today's video is Matt Keenan interviewing Wesley Sulzberger, Tour de France rider, about his time before entering the tour, during being a professional cyclist, and life after. Matt also has a chat to me about bikes and smart trainers, and we also have a quick chat to Jesper before the event kicks off for the night. So here's part 2 of the interviews we had from the Zwift events here in Australia. Well, they're in Australia. We're here in the UK now. Enjoy.
Next up, we're going to have a chat with a guy who does know how to do it at the highest level. He was a silver medalist at the World Championships in the road race as an under-23. He rode the Tour de France in 2010, and he's been an Australian under-23 road champion. He rode the World Championships for Australia in 2010. I started in Melbourne and went to Geelong. From Tasmania, please welcome Wesley Sulzberger. That podium from 2006 at the Worlds, when he got the silver medal at the Worlds, the gold medalist got a pro contract, and the bronze medalist got a pro contract afterwards. The silver medalist didn't. No, how does that happen?
I don't know, and I'm still trying to work that out today. 3 teams did fold that year, so it was a really tough market. And I think both Johnny Bellis and Peter Welts had contracts sort of in the pipeline, and I didn't have any negotiations or anything happening before that. I had some talks, but yeah, with those 3 teams folding, it just really put a spanner in the works for me to put my head down and do another year in the AOS program.
And then ended up at FDJ, or Francis de Jure, which by the time you got there, it had a lot of Australians go through. Mark Renshaw, Brad McGee, Baden Cook, Matt Wilson. Did it feel really welcoming to an Aussie?
It was, yeah. Mark Matteo knew the Aussie culture, and he was sort of, when I joined the team, he said, "Oh, so you're going to be a little bit of a party boy." I said, "No,
you signed an Australian medalist."
Yeah, they were with Brad and Cookie and those guys going through. They're sort of known as the party guys. I said, "No, I'm from Tasmania. We're pretty low key, and I'm a farm boy at heart." So yeah, it was really inviting environment. Also had New Zealand teammate Tim Gutzel in there as well, which I sort of went under his wing a bit. I didn't speak any French at all.
Right. Did they speak much English to you to try and help communicate with you on race radio, etc.?
They did after I learned French. I didn't realise how much English they could speak. A lot of my young teammates could speak a lot of English, but they didn't the first year at all. It was really hard. They sort of tested me.
Yeah, good way for you to learn, mate.
Good way to learn. I was really forced to learn. So it really put the pressure on me to pull my finger out and actually try and learn some French. So in that aspect, it really helped me and become more part of the team.
Earlier this week, it was Matt Lloyd's birthday, who won the King of the Mountains classification at the Giro in 2010. And you posted a picture saying happy birthday to him. It was you on the Champs-Elysees with Matt Lloyd and Luke Roberts. What's it like to get to the finish line?
Oh, it was a long slog to get there. My parents were like, "We're coming over, you're doing the tour, we've got to come over." I'm like, "Okay, that's good." And they're like, "Yep, we'll see you in Paris." I'm like, "Oh, God." I'm like, "Oh, right, you're not going to come to any other stuff?" "No, we'll just see you in Paris." I'm like, "Oh, great."
Didn't recommend they come to the first
week? I'm
just
like, I've got to make it there now, so the pressure was on. I got a little bit sick during the tour and had a chest infection, but I just battled on through every stage and mountain stage. There was one more mountain stage I was adamant I was going to make it. Pushed through, got there, and there's no better feeling right on the Champs-Elysees. Yeah.
For all you've accomplished, how do you rate that as just finishing the tour?
Finishing the tour, it's definitely probably the most I ever could to get through any cycling event. Is definitely the Tour de France.
And then later that year, we hosted the World Championships here. They started in Melbourne and then down to Geelong. What's it like to wear the green and gold on Australian soil?
Oh, the crowd was amazing. It was really goosebumps rolling out with the home crowd. It was one of the highlights being involved in that team. And going before that, being involved in the other team with Cadel won also in 2009 in Switzerland.
Yeah. So 2009 in Switzerland, there was Simon Gerrans and Cadel Evans both lined up as joint team leaders. We've heard a lot of stories about the team meeting, and they said, "Okay, we're working for Simon, not for you, Cadel." And then Simon Clark was sharing with Cadel, and you had to try and calm him down. Simon went into deep use mode when he got back to the hotel room. What was it like? What was the tension like in the room when you're telling the guy that's been second twice in the Tour de France, "You're not our number one man"? Yeah, it was a bit of a shock. But, I was there purely as a worker, not to ride for myself or anything. So as a worker, I was like, "Oh, geez, Cadel, it's a pretty good course." I'm thinking pretty hard to write someone off like that so quickly. But I was there to help out whoever was there at the end.
and that was, Gero was still there, but I really gave it a good push to Cadell as well, because both me and Simon Clark believed that Cadell could win.
What was the mood like at the after party? Was there an after party?
There was, yeah.
Was Cadell there?
Cadell rocked up actually late with his wife at the time, so there wasn't, it was a bit of a mixed sort of feeling of the celebrations. Everyone did eventually celebrate, but yeah, Cadell actually left quite early, and then the typical other Aussie pros carried that party on.
Went on. Then you joined the Green Edge team as it was then, right, when it first started. What was it like bringing all those Aussies together, and particularly some of the older generation with McEwen and O'Grady and Cook, who had great rivalries, and now they were trying to work together?
Yeah, it was a really motivating environment when all that comes together. Right in with Rob McEwen and Baden and those sort of guys, like I never dreamed of that. Growing up as a kid, like watching them on telly, and then riding alongside them and hearing all the stories and everything. And Cookie's got some really long-winded and funny stories, but it was something that I really look back on now and didn't realise how cool of an opportunity that was. Yeah.
How hard was it then to be told that you weren't going to get your contract renewed?
That was really hard to swallow. I trained the house down and made sure that I was really in good form for the Walter, and then that all sort of come crashing down literally when I broke my collarbone.
Stage 3 you were close to a stage win. In stage 4 you broke your collarbone. Yeah,
and that was really hard to take. The only thing I could do was get back on my bike, and at the time I got back on the wind trainer, Zwift wasn't about then, but I probably would have been on it. Jumped back on the wind trainer about a week later and had my collarbone plated, and then started training for the Tour of Beijing, and within that was almost just under a month turnaround racing again after breaking my collarbone, and almost won the King of the Mountain jersey in Tour of Beijing. I finished second. I really just needed something there just to get me noticed, and I just fell short.
And then no team wanted to sign you?
No, at this stage again it was a tough market, a lot of teams following, and it was just timing, so I got picked up by Rapha after that.
Let's talk about this year's Tour de France, and Richie Porte. Can he win?
Yes, definitely.
How does he win?
How does he win? Well, I think he showed last year he was definitely probably the strongest rider there, so
behind Chris Froome. That would be 2 Tasmanians. Chris Froome's the strongest guy in the race.
I mean, Richie, I think on the right day and the right moment, Richie can take his move, and I hope that day comes for him this year.
I'm fascinated by how strong the bond is amongst the Tasmanians. It was the best the best press conference I've ever been to was 2013 when Richie Porte won Paris-Nice, and there was the normal European journalist. They've asked him the first question being, what's it like to be the first Australian to win Paris-Roubaix? I'm not the first Australian to win Paris-Roubaix. I'm the first Tasmanian. I'm the first Tasmanian to win Paris-Nice. And then the press conference has gone on, we've walked out, and a whole bunch of the European journalists are coming up to me and saying, is Tasmania like the Basque country?
We're sort of damping off the end. We got missed off the medals for the Olympic Games or something. We do dangle about down the end, and we do get forgotten about, so we like to be very Tassie proud.
Yeah, what about when Chris Froome comes down and trains in Tasmania? Did you go out the bike with him?
That was pretty cool. We went on the Ethnic Scottsdale loop. It's the form finder if you're down in Launceston Way. That's the loop to do, where Richie and my brother, and also Matty Goss, would all train up around those loops, and Will Clark. So that's the go-to loop.
To stay within these walls, how much weight has Matt Goss now put on?
Yeah, he's not in his great shape. He's not in his great shape.
He enjoyed himself, didn't he, after hours?
Yeah, he enjoyed himself after hours. Yeah, he just come back from America, a 3-month stint there, so yeah, I think he's in good health.
Right, and you're putting a team together for a race online on Zwift.
Yeah, there's a project building, and it's really exciting to be part of that. And I'll still get to race indoors and a little bit different sort of setup. So it's pretty exciting.
You won't break your collarbone.
No, I can't break any bones. I have got a mate who rides on Zwift and he has fell off.
He's fallen off Zwift.
He's fallen off.
With the wireless kicker, he's fallen off
It was a wireless kicker. He got that into what he said, that he saw the corners coming up and he leaned into it and he leaned a little bit too far. So after that, there was a big of uproar in the local bunch. So everyone was telling him to leave his helmet on when he got home to do his Zwift session.
He's the only bloke on Zwift with the helmet on.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And you're doing some coaching and you're taking tours as well?
Yeah, so I've just, since I retired last year, I started coaching and I'm just taking on some tour aspect of it now and trying to get that underway and make sure that I'm set up, ready for the first Tasmanian Women's Tour de France. So we all should come down and train in Tassie, where all the pros who are even maybe the Tour de France winner.
You really want Richie to win, don't you?
I really would love Richie to win, that'd be awesome.
He'll be good for business. So do we. Put your hands together for Wesley Sulzberger.
Thank you.
One more before we get into the action. Around about 2.5 months ago, I got the Zwift set up and had to try and put it together. It didn't really come with an instruction manual. I was trying to work it out. And I'm analog. Me and IT, we're not on really good terms. So I went online, YouTube Shane Miller, the Lama, got a 6-minute dialogue on how to do it, and I managed to put it together. And I was really proud of myself. I almost sent him a message to say I did it. Almost, but I didn't. I'll tell you now. Shane, I did it thanks to you. Hands together for Shane Miller. You are the indoor specialist of Australian cycling.
Yeah, I guess so.
And if they host these national championships on the Friday up in Bunningham, you're my favourite.
To set it up or to
To win.
Oh, to win. Oh, okay. Look, well, I know there's a lot of strong riders out there. You can see the power that even these guys are putting out. What's coming? 77. Okay, I won't. There are some strong riders out there, trust me.
Yeah. So what was the appeal for you?
It combined all my passions. I guess I come from a technology background, IT security. I've been hooking up networks for 10 years or so. But I've also been riding indoors. Anybody remember Coach Troy? Spinnables. Anybody done that? Coach Troy, tracksuit pants on, pulled up high, had a whistle.
Seriously?
Oh yeah. And you just followed a DVD. I collected all those DVDs. I got them all done. But it was sort of, nothing changed every session.
Yeah.
And then I bought the kicker when the kicker came out because I saw the potential. They're 4 years old. So it's been out for a long time, but nothing glued it together, nothing really livened the kicker up. Then Zwift came along. And it was the first hill. If anyone hasn't ridden Zwift or hasn't ridden a smart trainer tonight, jump on. When you hit that hill, it's that aha moment. It'll kick in the resistance, and I'm like, the potential is massive. I wrote a blog post, I was doing blogs back then, so I wrote a blog post about we could do this and this and this and this and this, and I recently revisited that 2 years down the track to see how it's gone. They've pretty much nailed every aspect of it.
Yeah.
So it just combined all my passion, indoor cycling. Staring at the wall was fun for me, so this is even better. So, and it just combined everything. And then people were having trouble with getting it working because you've got to put the hand stick or the Bluetooth in the computers. And I thought, well, we could glue this all together in a video or a blog post, and it's just taken off as a reference point.
They're really good. Really useful. The moment that it won me over, because when I first went on it, I just did the island and rode on a flat course. The moment that really won me over was doing Richmond, the World Championship course, because I'd commentated that course when Sagan had won it, and I knew what I had in my mind, what it would be like, and it was like that. And I knew how fast Peter was going up that final climb when he attacked, and your time, well, I wasn't going as fast. That's the bit that won me over. But you've been to Vegas to race? You're going to London to race?
I am, yeah. Well, outdoor cycling for probably 10 years or so. I really got into time trials, chased them all over Australia. I think the furthest I went on the bike was Fiji. We went to the tour of Fiji. So outdoor cycling took me all around Australia. Indoor cycling has taken me around the world 5 times. I never thought that possible. So all these opportunities pop up, I'm on it.
Fantastic. Where do you see it going?
I could talk for hours about that. I think people want to get working and get that. Look, it's unlimited potential. It's software. They can do anything. So we can look at mountain biking. Look, maybe tonight we may consider run pump. So we're sort of dabbling in running as well. So indoor fitness, and it's just
Like Roubaix with vibration.
It's already there.
Oh.
It's like there's so many things that are in the works. It's all so it's phenomenal. But at the end of a session, you're a better person, whether you're a runner or a rider or whatever they introduce next.
And you haven't been abused by a motorist.
No, I haven't.
Not when you're online.
No.
Thanks for doing the vlogs that you do to make it easy for me to understand. Put your hands together for Shane. I've seen plenty of people here with their bike shoes, there's kits on. We're about to get set with some racing. I'm going to hand it over to Jesper, the Great Dane. Whenever I say his name, I always feel like referencing Jesper Skibby. But you can give us the rundown of how it's all going to work. And then we've got the quiet, bashful, reserved lead turner to take you through on commentary for the racing, who has gone all out for the Giro d'Italia.
Looking great.
Just before we get into it, who's going to win the Giro?
Tommy will win.
Who thinks Tom Dumoulin is going to win? The highlight for me last night was the post-race interview. Oh, that was gold. When he said, he asked the question about Quintana and Nibali not working with him, and he made the statement of, I hope they lose their position on the podium. Which to me implied, I'm going to be standing in the middle step, and I'm not sure who's going to be either side, but that was enormous confidence. The next couple of days are going to be great. So I'm going to hand it over to the Great Dane and Lee Turner. Enjoy the night.
Thank you, Matt. Before we give you the rundown, I see the house is absolutely packed. How about we see a show of hands of who've heard of Zwift or own Zwift at home before we get going? Let's see a show. Okay, I see a wave all the way back there. So Zwift is the digital destination for fitness. You can literally ride from anywhere in the world. All you need is your bike, a turbo trainer, and a computer to get hooked up on. So today, you're going to be riding on this Canyon Aero road, hooked up to a smart trainer, which will be this Wahoo kicker, and as Shane mentioned, as soon as you hit this hill, it's going to feel like you're going up a climb. And today, we're going to be running a competition. How many of you have done the Burgundy Hill? Burgundy Street?
Burgundy Street, that's the one.
So that is about, 900 meters in length at 5%. That's the climb we're going to do today. There will be prizes for top 5. Our main man, Lee Turner.
You're doing Burgundy Street?
Yeah. That's at least what we're comparing.
Very close.
At the top of Burgundy.
Kino's backyard.
I know the back road. I can get up there quicker.
You know what that means? Matt Keenan's going to have to give us a go now because he knows But our main man, Lee Turner, will be the NCO tonight. He'll be cheering you on, commentating, trying to give you hints and tricks as we go on. How do you feel, Lee?
I'm looking forward to it, mate. I just want to know who the first 4 are up first.
Should we get 2 on first, just to display, to show what it's like, put down a fast time, and we'll use that as a reference point.
Yep.
They get everyone in, get everyone cheering, and they know what they're heading into, basically. So, 2 brave riders, king or queen, head on up, they'll change the pedals, we'll change the satellite. If you need to get changed, there are changing rooms back there. Look at this.
Yay.
What kit are you wearing, sir?
I'm wearing the black oversized.
You're looking good, mate. I forgot the most important question. What's your name?
Ash.
Ash. You want to pick a light?